mean that not only did you give Godzilla the all-black Necrosword, but what do you mean Godzilla destroyed Asgard? Guys, I don't think you understand. This is the best Godzilla crossover we've gotten. I was reading this. You know, when I'm reading a book, it's hard to get emotion out. I reacted to this book. I had to take breaks reacting the same way that I was reacting to Seahawks games whenever they scored. Cause, oh my gosh, this was peak. It starts out with the Archpriestess of the Hand. There's a meeting here, and then, you know, she's preaching to a bunch of these people, and they're under the impression that they need to take people out for Godzilla. And I like how they reference the Punisher, like in canon, how the Punisher was with the Hand. They reference this, which I found to be interesting. Godzilla awakens after the sacrifice, and it's great. Godzilla starts demolishing Tokyo with the Hand also at bay. And like, this is very clearly GMK Godzilla. Like, the design, this is the best design that this Marvel series has given Godzilla so far. This is very clearly GMK. I love, because GMK is one of my favorite Godzillas of all time. It's fucking beautiful. That's when Thor comes in, and I love the fact that in this issue we finally, like, it actually lives up to the title, because they actually fight majority of this issue. Godzilla, he's tanking all the hits that Thor's giving to him, and I'm talking, they are having an epic battle. Like God, even Thor's talking about, look, I put a lot of holes in Godzilla already. There's no way. They're fighting for hours, literally hours. Godzilla's actually messing Thor up. The problem is, something I found interesting here is the priestess talks about how Godzilla is stronger here than when he fought Mothra and King Ghidorah. Now, I don't remember Godzilla fighting Mothra in this run, but if this is tied into the other, like, I'm led to believe that all of these crossovers are intertwined with each other. So if this is true, then that would mean that Godzilla here is stronger than when he had the power cosmic in the Fantastic Four issue. Now, I will say, it does say slew King Ghidorah, and at the end of the Fantastic Four issue, Ghidorah just lost the power cosmic and he flew away. But the only way that Thor was able to beat Godzilla was to freeze him, and then, you know, the Hand, they infiltrate a base. And that is where we see the High Priestess give Godzilla the all-black Necrosword and free him. And then we cut to Thor going to Asgard, and then he sees Sif, and she's messed up, but then there's a lot of bodies of gods here. That is where we see Godzilla the God Butcher. Godzilla, as I said in the beginning of the video, destroyed Asgard, and he obtained the all-black Necrosword, which is actually one of the coldest. This is actually peak. There's so many statements here that are just actually befuddling. Our battle carved its way through the nether space between realms, tearing through the branches of the world tree like a comet of Uru and Blackfire. The gods of Asgard were dead, and Godzilla's necro breath, his atomic breath with the Necrosword's abilities, is stated here to destroy entire worlds, obliterate entire worlds, burn the very heavens themselves. And in a beautiful, I'm just saying, a beautiful display, I'm talking worlds are getting destroyed, and Thor is out here. Every tempest from every world, across creation, every solar squall and cosmic cycle, every storm that blistered and bellowed from anywhere throughout infinity, all came thundering to Thor. Until there raged a superstorm beyond belief, a cosmic hurricane the size of a galaxy that threatened to tear Thor into pieces, yet Godzilla still stood. And there is an epic struggle. Godzilla's out here he's putting a very good fight against it. But ultimately, Thor says, see you in hell. Then we cut to Valhalla. Valhalla, you know, is the afterlife for... I can't talk. Shit's just that good. Excuse me. So basically, in the afterlife, Thor says, oh, so it's like that. I can hear you. So it's like that. And then we see Thor and Godzilla in hell, stated that this would be them fighting for all eternity. That combat beyond compare, raging until the end of time. But then at the very last page, we see Godzilla, what is assumed to be Godzilla's heart, and just pieces of him. Gods to be reborn down through the ages, and monsters who will never die. And then after this, we have Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe, which will be out in 2 weeks. Out of the Godzilla crossovers that Marvel has been cooking with, this is by far the best one. I have been enjoying the Godzilla crossovers, but this is by far the best one. This one actually lives up to the title, because literally every single Godzilla crossover so far has been Godzilla versus insert character, and most of the time they're not even fighting. This made up for it. This is a 10 out of 10. Actually, no. This is an 11. I'm talking, not only do you give us a great fight, like they're fighting majority of the issue. You come up very strong, you're making great references. The Godzilla is clearly after GMK, which makes a lot of sense for this story. And the fact that you're giving Godzilla all these statements and just like you're solidifying him as the strongest Godzilla we've ever got, especially with if this is all canon to the original Marvel Godzilla, and if all these stories intertwine with each other as they have been so far, which this one has like a contradiction that I'm kind of mixed on. Like right here, it says that he's stronger than when he beat when he took out King Ghidorah and Mothra, but I don't recall him ever fighting Mothra, at least with what's been happening, so maybe that was off screen. And also, this really depends with the Ghidorah statement, because as we remember in the Fantastic Four issue, the very first Godzilla crossover we got, Godzilla, when he beat King Ghidorah, well, not beat, when he took the power cosmic, he had the power cosmic. So if this ties in and she's referring to that, then that would imply that Godzilla right here, and this is before he got the Necrosword, would be stronger than when he had the power cosmic. And anybody that reads Marvel knows how overpowered the power cosmic is. But of course, there's a contradiction that it kind of contradicts, because as we saw at the end of the Fantastic Four crossover, Ghidorah, he didn't die, he just went away, he went off-world. So I don't know if they're talking about an off-screen fight. Regardless, if you guys have not read the Godzilla vs. Thor crossover, I don't know what you're doing. This is actually the best Godzilla crossover in my opinion, as far as Marvel goes, and it's better than anything DC's done so far, which, that's not dissing on DC, I'm just saying this is an 11 out of 10. I love it. It did, as a Godzilla fan and a Marvel fan, this did so much wonders. Go check this out if you haven't. It is absolutely phenomenal. And also, of course, read the rest of the Godzilla crossovers that have been happening. I'm just saying, I am so hyped for this next issue that comes out in 2 weeks. So of course expect a video on that, because he's fighting everyone here, it seems, and I cannot wait. And if this is a continuation of this issue that we just talked about, I'm very interested to see how it goes, because it's kind of implied at the end maybe Godzilla comes back, because as we know, it kind of ended the same way GMK did, where, you know, the heart's there, and it's like, we'll have to see. But aside from that, let me know what you guys think. How do we feel about this crossover? How do we feel about the Marvel crossovers? Let me know.